Hi, Scott. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you've been doing some amazing things. Tell us a little bit about Scott.
Geez, I'm not one of these braggers that just talks about me, me, me. I mean, there's so many great people out there that are doing so much better things than I'm doing, and I just, you really have to bow your head in appreciation for the military and what they're doing over there and trying to make sure that we can put our heads down on our pillows at night and sleep safely, and the magnificent workers in the hospital. And, you're truly blessed by God if you have a sick child and you have these medical professionals taking care of them. So I'm just very humble about that stuff.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
I wrestled professionally for a bunch of years, and then I got into acting, and I've had quite a good career. I mean, thank God. I've just been very thankful for the things I've gotten out of life.
Who are some of your mentors that have helped you along the way?
Oh, I've had so many great ones. I mean, starting with my wrestling trainer, Killer Kowalski, who is one of the all-time immortal greats who passed last year, and it was sad that the world lost somebody like that. And I've had a couple of good cousins that have been behind me 100%, and I have a lot of good friends that have been behind me 100%. So I've been very lucky to have those people, that support system behind me.
What is the most important lesson you've learned from wrestling?
From wrestling? That on any day, a small guy can beat a big guy. No, I'm just kidding. From wrestling, I guess, I don't know if I learned any lessons from wrestling. It was a real brotherhood. You're with guys that are your friends, and you stay with those guys for years and years. I mean, a lot of the guys that I've been friends with are still my friends, and I think that's cool because nowadays you hear about people throwing out friends like tissue paper, just one every 5 minutes, and I've had friends for a lot of years, so I think I feel really lucky to have that.
I had the opportunity to interview the Iron Sheik a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's great. Eddie is a real nice guy, and he's very outspoken, to say the least, about other wrestlers and different things.
So tell us a little bit about your acting career.
I remember when I first came to Hollywood, I was reluctant to come to Hollywood. I was wrestling at the time, and a manager had come up and approached some of us to get into the acting profession, and I didn't want to. I just wanted to stay a professional wrestler. My goals were to be carried out of the ring on a stretcher to a standing ovation, paralyzed, and that was going to be my last match, my big hurrah. And you look at things differently when you get older, I'm sure, but I didn't want to go down there. I didn't want to do acting. I didn't want to get into that business. I was a professional wrestler, and I wanted to stay with it to the very end. I chose to get into it because, truth be told, I was a big fan of Stephanie Powers at the time. Heart to Heart was on TV, and when we came down to Hollywood to meet with this agent, we were walking down the street, and a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow pulled up, and Stephanie Powers got out of that car. And I asked him, "Is that Stephanie Powers?" And he said, "Yeah, it is." And I said, "Wow." And he said, you see a lot of people, a lot of stars down here that you see all the time on TV. And I said, "Wow, that might be cool." So I got into it, and then you realize that you're covered, A, by the Screen Actors Guild, and if somebody tries to screw you around on your pay, you can go to the union, and they'll protect you. And also medical benefits, which no wrestler really had back then, and nowadays only a couple have. It's just sad to say, you go out and you put your body on the line and nobody's going to protect you. So it was a difference, and it was a big difference, and I made the transition smoothly and seamlessly, and thank the Lord. I've really been lucky.
What do you like most about acting?
I think the creativity is what I love the most about acting, and I've tried to encourage my daughter Angela, who's really one of the most creative human beings on the face of this planet, to pursue it, and she resists it the same way I resisted it when I was back at her age. But it's like The best way for me to equate it is, when you're a kid, you make these finger paintings and you keep them for a while and you say, wow, look what I made, and you're proud of it. And through the years, of course, those things get thrown out and things of that nature. But acting, you can create something and it will keep you immortal probably for the rest of the time, because the way new media is now, it can just be, you can be seen at any time on any program and your stuff will be playing forever. So I think it's very cool to create. I just went back to Cincinnati, Ohio, and we're shooting a film there called Measure, and I believe it's a big screen adaptation of something by Ernest Hemingway, which was Measure for Measure. And I play an Irish mobster, and you just take it to a different degree. You don't want it to be bland. You don't want it to be plain, although they tell you, well, just, okay, here's the dialogue, and they throw it in front of you. If somebody throws a salad in front of you and it's just lettuce on a plate, it's very boring. If you put tomatoes and cucumbers and dressing and parsley and all kinds of stuff, it really looks like something cool. So I think that the job of an actor, a good actor, or somebody who's consummate in his craft, and I'm glad that I have been able to do that. Sometimes your abilities get stifled by a director who really doesn't want to give you that creativity, but you just got to do the best you can.
You've been very successful at what you do. What key quality would you say that all successful people share?
I'd say in order to be a success, you got to be on time, you got to be reliable, you got to be dependable, you got to be honest. So many times you read about people losing their jobs because they opened their mouth or said something, to the director, or thought that they were irreplaceable, and they're replaced. So I think that those qualities are necessary in anything you do. And whether you're a used car salesman or an actor, I think that you have to be on the ball. And I think that, unfortunately, the way things are going in this world, people don't put a big emphasis on that.
If you could change one thing about Hollywood, what would it be?
I think that there's a degree of too many people tend to lean heavily to the Democratic views, and I'm a Republican. I'm proud to say I'm a Republican, and people have been blackballed for saying that, and it's unfortunate. But you know what? I am what I am. I believe in what I believe in, and I'll take it to the grave with me. And that's just the way I do business. Accept me for what I am, then don't accept me at all. And that's one of the reasons why I kept working is, A, I never changed anything, and B, I never clamored to appease anybody by lying and saying I'm something that I'm not. When you bring Scott Schwartz to your set, you're getting Scott Schwartz as 1,000 people before you have gotten, and not some rigged up fake persona who's going to lie to you and tell you that, oh, yeah, I like that, I want that. So, yeah, I think I would change that, ultimately.
What is something that your fans may not know about you?
Oh, geez. Some great questions. Oh, geez, something that fans may not know about me. That's a good one. I think that a lot of fans do not know that one of my hobbies that I'm very fond of and very much into is my visits to